Hello everyone, welcome to the new topic, types of economies. In this topic we are going to have a brief introduction about what factors decides an economy, and in further lectures we will try to understand every economy one by one in detail. So let's start with this topic. Before going in details of the topic, let us have a brief look at the definition of economics. Many theoretical definitions are there. We are not going in details of those theoretical definitions. Here we will try to understand the working definition of economy. What is an economy? So in simple term, remember first thing, economy is a system. First thing you have to remember, economy is a system. The concept of system we have taken from biological sciences. A system is a unit. It is composed of various smaller units, and these smaller units have a pattern of interrelationship amongst them. This pattern of interrelationship creates a particular environment which has its own environment. It influences its external environment as well as it gets influenced by its external environment. So is a system. Same is the case. Every economy is a system, and this system is comprised of various units. Like for example, in case of India, what are various units? One can call RBI as a unit, second finance ministry as a unit, third public sector undertaking, then private enterprises, then consumer, then farmer. So all these are units of an economy. So economy is a system. It is comprised of various units having a complex interrelationship amongst them, which leads to generation of an internal environment. Like for example, if we look at Indian economy, we can call the character of Indian economy as Indian economy is based on domestic consumption. If you look at Chinese economy, you can call it as Chinese economy is based on external export or external competitiveness, or it is based on external trade. If we look at US economy, we can call it as one of the most open economy of the recent era is US economy. So why? It is interrelationship among the units of that economy which gave that particular character to that economy. So this is internal environment of that economy. Now this internal environment, it gets influenced by external factors. For example, 2008's subprime mortgage crisis, 2010's Eurozone crisis, they influenced global economies. Simultaneously, global economies influenced these two global economic phenomena or global economic crisis. So this internal environment which is influenced by external factor as well as the influences external factor with an objective. What is the objective of every economy? With an objective to provide means of livelihood to every individual. Remember, whether it is capitalist economy, it is traditional economy, it is socialist economy, communist economy, or mixed economy, every economy has its own single line purpose, and the single line purpose is to provide means of livelihood to every individual into the economy. Try to remember this definition. I repeat once again, every economy is a system. It is composed of various units. These units have a complex interrelationship which creates an environment, and this environment gets influenced by external factor. It influences external factor, and they have an important objective which is to provide means of livelihood to every individual. So this is the definition of economics. Now, what are various types of economies? We are going to study every type of economy in detail in next few videos. But here just a list of many economies are there. Everyone can classify economy based on their own criteria. Various types are there. Here we will try to understand. Here we will try to make a simpler classification of economies. First, it is traditional economy, like the economy which was present in ancient time, medieval time, or which was more a closer type of economy. Second, capitalist economy. Whenever the word capitalist economy come, you have to remember capitalist economy is an open economy. Then third, it is socialist economy. Socialist economies are closed economies. Communist economic system we are going to study. Many students have confusion about what is sir communist system, what is communist economy. We are going to have a simpler understanding of communist economic system. And last one is a mixed economic system which we have in India. India has a mixed economic system. So we are going to study all these economic systems in detail one by one. Now before moving further, what are various factors which characterize an economy? how to call a particular economy as a capitalist economy, why an economy is a socialist economy, why an economy categorically called as communist economy, what are the reasons or what are the factors which generates a particular economy. We'll just have a look at these factors, and we are going to study all these factors in an analytical manner while we are going to study every economic system in detail. So what are the factors? I am not going to analyze these factors in detail. We are going to analyze these factors in detail while studying the economic systems, every economic system in detail. First, it is role of the government. Second, role of private sector. Third, what is objective of the economy. Like for example, in socialist economy, objective is welfare of the people, or objective is equitable distribution of resources, whereas in capitalist economy, profit maximization is the prime motive. Remember, so based on objective of an economy can be categorized. Next one, price determination. Who decides the prices of goods and services that are being sold into the economy? Nature of planning. What kind of planning is there? Whether it is command and control planning, whether it is induced planning, whether it is a kind of market based planning. This nature of planning decides the character of economy. Next one, the nature of production and distribution, demand and supply, and level of development are the factors which helps in classification of a particular economy in a certain manner. So these are certain factors. I repeat the factors once again: role of the government, role of the private sector, objectives of the economy, price determination, nature of the planning, production and distribution, demand and supply, level of the development are the certain factors which decides nature of the economy, which influences nature of the economy. Now, here we are going to study one simple classification of economies based on the state of their development. The classification given based on state of development cannot have an objective criteria. These are certain universal criteria. These are certain criteria which have more or less acceptance, but they do not have an objective criteria. So based on the status of development, we can classify economies based on developed economies, developing economies, and least developed economies or least developed countries. Now here, before moving further, I want to clear one thing. The classification between developed economies and developing economies has certain vague factors. Many points have not been categorized very clearly, but the definition of least developed countries has been given in a very simpler manner. So we'll try to understand every point one by one. So what it says. First, let us try to understand what are developed countries or developed economies. So the economies in the world, or the countries which are industrialized countries: United States of America, France, Germany, Italy, Britain. These are developed countries, or they are developed economies which are highly industrialized economy, having rapid development of infrastructure. Technological infrastructure is there, physical infrastructure is there, social infrastructure is there. They are developed economies. They are also called as industrialized countries, or more developed countries, or more economically developed countries. They can be called by these various names. These are characterized by advanced technological infrastructure, higher GDP. Remember, they have higher GDP. We have studied what is GDP in previous few lectures. They are characterized by higher GNP, higher per capita income. Very, very important thing. They have higher level of industrialization. They are rich in industrialization. Most important thing, the infrastructure has been widely distributed throughout the country, and they have better quality of standards of living. This is the most important character of developed countries. The developed countries are characterized by better quality of standards of living, so they are developed countries, or in other terms they are rich countries, or they are also called as Western countries. Now second category is developing countries. Now developing countries are like India, Egypt, China, Mexico, South Africa, Indonesia. These are developing countries. These are somewhat middle level income countries. They are also called as low and middle income countries. They are called as less developed countries. They are also called as less economically developed countries, or underdeveloped countries. Why, or what are the economic characters of these economies? So first thing, they have less developed industrial base. You can see in India we have skewed economic development. We shifted from primary sector to directly tertiary sector. We do not have strong industrial base. Manufacturing sector or manufacturing base is very poor in India, which reduce the distribution or diffusion of economic development throughout the territory of India, and it has led to kind of regional inequalities in India. Then the developing countries have regional inequalities, like we can see in every state also regional inequalities are there. Certain pockets have higher industrial development, whereas in certain pockets of the that particular state, no industry, no agriculture, rampant poverty, corruption, malnourishment, and higher deficiencies related to health can be seen. Then the rate of growth of population and overall population is much higher. Low skill set, lower human development index are certain character of the developing countries. Now third very important categorization is least developed countries. Now least developed countries are announced by United Nations. Developed economies and developing economies are based on certain accepted conventions and criteria, but to declare a country as a LDC, that is least developed country, it must be announced by United Nations. So what are LDCs? First, it is a list of developing countries that according to United Nations exhibit the lowest indicator of socio-economic development and lowest human development index rating of all countries in the world. That if you compare LDCs with rest of the countries in the world, they have lowest socio-economic development, they have poorest human development index. Three criteria are there which define a particular country as LDC or not, right? Before that, one important factual data you must remember, the concept of LDCs originated in late 1960s. Remember, the decade of 1960s is famous as decade of development. You must remember this thing, it is called as decade of development. The first group of LDCs was listed by United Nations in its resolution in the year 1971. Remember, the decade of 1960s is a decade of development, whereas decade of 1970s is a decade of crisis. This is very famous word, you should keep in mind. The decade of 1960s is a decade of development and the 1970s is a decade of crisis. And it was in the beginning of 1970s United Nations declared a resolution wherein it announced the first group of LDC countries. What is the criteria for a country to be declared as LDC? First, it is based on poverty. Second, it is based on human resource weakness. Third, economic vulnerability of that country. If a particular country fails to meet minimum requirement on these three criteria, that country shall be declared as LDCs by United Nations, and certain appropriate measures shall be taken to take that country out of the status of least developed countries into developing country. Now, what is the criteria for LDCs? First criteria that we will try to understand is poverty. It is based on gross national income per capita. I repeat once again, it is based on gross national income per capita, which is averaged over 3 years. It means the average of 3 years in terms of gross national income per capita is taken into consideration while deciding the level of poverty. As per this criteria, a country having gross national income per capita per year less than $1,025 shall be included in the list of LDCs. This criteria is used in 2018. So a country having earning of less than $1,025 per year per capita in terms of gross national income shall be declared as LDC, and a country which earns more than $1,030 per capita per year will move out of the list of least developed countries, LDCs. $1,025, $1,030 gross national income per capita is the basis of poverty criteria of least developed countries. Human resource weakness. It is based on indicators of nutrition, health, education and adult literacy. Remember, these four factors: nutrition, second is health, third one is education, and fourth one is adult literacy. These are the four basic criteria which decides human resource weakness. Third important criteria is economic vulnerability. Economic vulnerability of a country is counted based on instability in various sectors of the economy, like instability of agricultural production, instability of export of goods and services, economic importance of non-traditional activities, merchandise export concentration, where it is concentrated, handicap of economic smallness. Whenever an economic smallness is there, it reduces the economies of scale, and that country has to purchase everything at a more costly prices, and the percentage of population displaced by natural disasters. These are the factors which decides economic vulnerability of a country, and based on the three criteria. First one is poverty, second one is human resource weakness, and third one is economic vulnerability. A country can be classified as least developed countries. Thank you very much. Keep watching the lecture. Please keep on sharing with your friends. We'll come with new lectures in next few days. Thank you very much.